Hello, fellow classmates and college algebra students. Today we're going to be doing trinomial squares. The first problem we have is we're going to be factoring out x squared plus 2x plus 1. You're going to notice that, let me get my red color out. You're going to notice that if you look at it a different way, you'll have x squared plus 2x plus 1 squared because the square root of 1 is just 1. Using x squared plus 2x plus 1, we see that the first term is x squared, and then the base is x, and this is your first term. The first term is this whole thing, and then your base is x, and then the last term, which is this, is 1 squared, but then your base is 1. You put the bases inside the parentheses, you put your x, and then your x plus 1, because they're positive, and then you put it over the power of 2, and then now that is how you find the answer to your first problem, and you are pretty much done. What you do in this situation is you don't just square it, you have to write it out like this. That's a little big. You have to write it out like this to get to get it in the other version. Okay, and then just put parentheses, and then this is how you do it. You don't put that like that. You have to do it this way in the parentheses. So you just write 2 of them, and then you just factor out and distribute. Okay, so we're gonna go to our problem number 2. We have x squared plus negative 18x plus 81. In this situation, we're gonna get x squared plus negative 18x plus 9 squared, because the square root of 81 is 9. So you're going to get 9, and then we're going to do the same thing as the first problem. We have x as your base, as your first base, x squared is the whole thing, and then you have 9. This is a 9 is a perfect square because if you take negative 2 times x times 9, you'll get negative 18x. So you take your base, which is x, you put it in your parentheses, always parentheses, and you're going to get negative 9 this time, because this one right here is a negative, and then you want a negative right there as well. And then this is to the power of 2, and you got to write it in the other way as well. So we're going to go to our final problem. It's a little harder. We're going to see that we have 4y squared plus 48y plus 144. We have a number in front now. In the other ones we didn't have anything. We just had a plain we just had the variable by itself. We're gonna get 2y squared, because if you take the square root of 4, you're gonna get 2 plus 48y. You never do anything to the middle part. You leave that alone. And then if you take like the square root of 144, you're gonna get 12 to the power of 2, because 12 times 12 is 144. And then you're gonna write it out like this. Your first power is 2y squared, but you just want the 2y because the square is going to go on the outside right here. And then you got 12 squared as your last base, which is right here. So this is how you would write it as your final form, and then you are done with writing it in trinomial square form. So thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully I taught you something, and bye.